All right, let's get into it. Today, we're tackling one of the most critical choices in any AI transformation: who's actually in charge? And believe me, it's a decision that goes way beyond just a title on a business card. It shapes everything, from your strategy right down to your company's core values. So let's break down the two very different paths an organization can take.
Now, just so you know, this is part 4 of our 10-part series diving into AI transformation objectives. It's all based on some really comprehensive research by Virtualization Options LLC. We're zeroing in on this core conflict. Are you building AI for shareholder value or for customer value? Because as you're about to see, that one choice changes absolutely everything about how a company operates.
So let's start with the big one, the question that really sets the stage for everything else. Does it actually matter who leads your company's AI transformation? I mean, is it just a name on an org chart, or is there something deeper going on?
Well, the research says the answer is a huge, resounding yes. In fact, this single choice creates this massive fork in the road. It's a decision that doesn't just nudge the project in a new direction, it fundamentally reshapes your company's entire leadership architecture from the ground up.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? These are the two paths. On one side, you've got the shareholder focus. Over here, AI is a tool for one thing: efficiency. It's about improving margins, slashing costs, and delivering those quick, easy-to-measure financial returns. But on the other side, you have the customer focus. Here, AI is all about deepening relationships, enhancing the customer experience, and playing the long game for loyalty. This single choice, right here, dictates every leadership decision that comes next.
Okay, so let's start walking down these two paths. First up, who's actually holding the reins? Who is in the driver's seat?
You know, what's so fascinating is how clear this split is. If you're on that path of efficiency, the whole thing is probably led by your chief financial officer or your chief operating officer. The goal is financial, right? So the CIO, the tech leader, often reports straight to the CFO with a very clear mandate: cut costs. And all the big decisions, they're made right at the top. But flip the script. On the path of experience, it's the chief customer officer or the chief marketing officer who's in charge. And suddenly the CIO isn't just a cost center, they're a strategic partner, there to drive innovation. Decision-making isn't centralized, it's collaborative and spread out. Two totally different worlds.
But look, a title's just a title, you know? What really makes people tick? What really drives behavior? Well, for our second point, let's do what they always say: follow the money. Let's look at how incentives are actually structured.
And the report just hits the nail on the head here. Compensation structures powerfully shape executive behavior and organizational priorities. This is it. This is the engine that drives the strategy. What you pay your leaders to do, well, that's what they're actually going to do. Simple as that. And this chart shows you exactly what we're talking about. In a classic shareholder-driven company, that bar for financial performance is going to be maxed out, while customer metrics, barely even on the radar. But in this customer-focused model, you see how everything gets rebalanced. Suddenly, customer metrics are a huge driver of what executives get paid. It's right up there with financials and employee engagement. This completely realigns what leadership cares about, putting the customer relationship front and center. Okay, so we've got the leadership and their motivation. Now, for point 3, let's see how that translates into action. How do actual decisions about AI projects get made in these two different structures? The report breaks it down into these 4 key levels of decision-making. You've got the really high-level stuff, like strategic planning and investment approvals, and then it goes all the way down to the nitty-gritty of implementation, and, crucially, what happens on the front lines day-to-day. So let's see how our two paths handle each of these.
This side-by-side is just wow. Under the shareholder model, every single level is controlled from the top, down. Senior leadership sets the efficiency targets, the finance committee looks at the ROI and gives a thumbs up or thumbs down, and the tech teams, they just execute, often with very little input from the rest of the business. But in the customer model, it's all about collaboration. You've got cross-functional teams shaping the strategy, you have an experience committee that's weighing the impact on the customer, and maybe most importantly, your frontline employees are empowered. They can even override the AI if they think it's the right thing to do for the customer.
All right, for our 4th and final point, let's zoom all the way out. Let's go to the highest level of governance, the board of directors. How does their focus shift depending on which path the company has chosen?
No surprise here. The board's role directly reflects and reinforces the entire strategy. In that shareholder-focused company, AI oversight probably lives in the audit and finance committee. What are they looking at? Cost savings, headcount, and they're worried about going over budget. But in a customer-focused company, you're way more likely to see a dedicated technology or innovation committee.
They're tracking customer satisfaction scores and employee engagement. And the risks they're worried about? Things like reputational damage or losing customer trust. The board's focus truly becomes the company's focus.
So when you put it all together, it becomes crystal clear. The choice of who leads your AI transformation, it is so much more than just a title. It's literally the architectural blueprint that defines how your organization is built, how it operates, and, at the end of the day, what it truly values.
And that really brings us to the final, critical question you should be asking about your own organization. Is its leadership structure, its incentives, its whole governance model, is it built to just cut costs, or is it built to create lasting value? Because as AI gets woven deeper into the fabric of everything we do, it's going to hold up a giant mirror to your company, and it will reveal the true answer.